Alright, so check this out. We're going to start off with a dot. Yeah, that'll work. And this dot is going to represent mankind, so we're going to label it M. Now, mankind lives in a magnificent universe. So we are going to label that, so we're going to represent that with another dot, and we're going to label that dot U. And of course, God is above all. We'll just label this one G. So now we'll just represent the connections between these points by drawing lines. There we go. Now, the Apostle Paul played up the spirituality of man, praised it a lot. So we're just going to label this as positive. And he downplayed the world. So we're just going to label this as negative. Now, when we send our prayers to God, we often expect Him to return in like manner. And sometimes the Almighty does do that. But, at least in my experience, I find He often goes this route. And this is why we find ourselves sometimes doubting if God did anything. Because He likes to work through His creation, and so we don't always directly see His involvement. But there is wisdom to this setup, and I'm going to explain it through science. So, since it seems God prefers to use this route for His answers, and some of you may realize what I'm getting at here, as this looks an awful lot like what we call in electronics an operational amplifier in negative feedback. Now, here's the crazy thing. When you add resistances to negative feedback, this is what is known as a voltage divider network, you get this little equation. And this beta symbol is what's known as the feedback factor. And it directly correlates to the gain of this amplifier. So the higher this is, the stronger the output based off of the input. Or the harder things get from a world perspective, the greater the outcome for the individual. So yeah, I find this interesting, and I hope you do too. Leave your questions and comments below, and have a great day.